Hi everyone, can you hear me? I cannot see myself yet on the screen, so just checking if there might be a tiny bit of delay here. Okay, now I can see myself. Just needed to refresh properly my screen there. So welcome everyone, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing wonderfully fine today. It's gonna be a slightly different stream than usual, but before we get into that, as always, I'm just gonna ask you how things are going and if you pretty much need me to change anything in terms of volume, either volume from the game if you can hear it, because sometimes it's a bit problematic as we know, or directly the volume of my voice. So yeah, just let me know guys, can you hear me well? I see that the comment table is here. I think it's Doskan that is here as well, if I remember correctly. Otherwise it's just my bad for mistaking you for somebody else. Yeah. So, could anyone tell me, is everything looking fine? Can you confirm that you're able to hear me well? As soon as I have this confirmation, we'll be able to properly start. So yeah, it's pretty much up to you. Okay, it's fine for you. I guess we should be able to start then. Welcome, Tsa. So, today is a bit of a special stream for a few different reasons. Welcome, Randu. The main reason for which this stream is a bit special is because you have a shiny version of the stream today. What that means is that I am shiny because it's 42 degrees outside and it's pretty much the same degree in this room, same temperature. So if you see me liquefying myself, losing 2 liters of water in the upcoming hour and a half, doesn't matter how long it will be, just know that this is because it's boiling hot in here. So I hope that I will be able to survive that. Oh, 40 for you, Randu. I think you're from Italy, right? So that makes sense. Yeah, 42 here today in the southwest of France. And I'm in a room where I have no AC, no nothing. So yeah, it's gonna be a tricky day, but we're gonna be able to do just fine. And it's kind of a lucky turn of events because today we have a special stream for another more obvious reason. As you guys have seen from the announcements, this is the first time we are trying this. We will have a shorter stream. Only 80 players in total will be participating to the stream during the fight night, but everyone that registered will be in a fight night. Simply the people that are not in the pool of 80 players that will play during the stream will be taking part in another in another fight night that will be shared with you as a video uploaded to the channel. It's a test for us to see if that works fine. If that works fine, then it would be kind of a win-win scenario where more players are able to participate and at the same time we keep the stream within a duration that is more suitable for everyone. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, 30 degrees and a lot of wind. I would kill for that right now. I would love to have this. But yeah, sadly I have to do with absolutely no wind, no humidity whatsoever, and 42 degrees. And it's been like this for a few days and it's probably gonna stay the same for a few more. King Lundstrom, welcome. Yeah, you're saying that the army is hard. Yes, I kind of start to learn my lessons, you know, it's supposed to be the hardcore mode, so we are slowly getting there. If it's too hard, we'll try to find something slightly easier next time. So yeah, Randu, you say you're coming back from your holidays. Where were you? Where did you go? I'm always curious about that, because to me, when you live in Italy, it's like, where do you go in holiday except elsewhere in Italy, right? So yeah, anyway, we will be able to start. I already put in the YouTube description the first 50 players that we will have on the event today, because the first 50 players will be from the hardcore mod. Then we will have roughly 20 to 25 players from the regular mod, and all the players from the easy mod. I think there's a bit more than 10, but they will all be done today, because it's usually really fast battles, and there's no need to have another video for just like 2 or 3 accounts. That wouldn't make sense. So it's gonna be a bit more than 80 players, but that's just so that you have a rough estimation of what it's planned. Just so you know, I didn't take the first 50 players from the hardcore selection to be in the stream. To keep it fair for everyone, I randomized the list of all the people that entered for the hardcore mod. We had the entire list. I randomized it several times until we got to a list, which means basically in 2 weeks' time, when we have the next stream, if we keep this format, it will be different players. It will be random. Maybe you will be there, maybe you won't. And to be clear, I'm not saying I randomized it using the in-game tool, which we know is completely flooded for that, flooded. I'm talking about randomizing the entries in the questionnaire itself. So that is basically fully random. No, Randu, there's not more gems for you, because there's not less players. It's only less players in the stream, but in total, it's about 203 players that are participating. It seems as well that most of you guys understood us also where we were trying to go with the alternate accounts. So we also have a fair amount of players that register their alternate accounts to enter the competition to win 500 gems for those accounts, which is also why we have a few less accounts than the few last streams. Anyway, now I consider that you guys had the time to arrive, and again, welcome to the stream, and I guess there's nothing left to do but spin, right? So I'm just rechecking that the event is already live. Yes, we should be good to go. Let's see. There we go. Just checking if you guys can hear the in-game sounds. If you are not able to, just let me know, because then I will probably reduce the volume of it, because when you don't hear it, I still hear it in my headset no matter what. So just let me know if you're able to hear it, if you want me to reduce the volume or increase it or whatever. You cannot hear the in-game sound at all. That's what I was thinking. Just checking if I can do anything about this. In general, the bit that is a bit particular here is that it should still be. Oh, wait. Now if I do that, I will hear myself, so that wouldn't work. It should still be this. Just checking, but yeah, I don't know why it's not working out, but this tool is in beta in OBS, so that might be the reason why it's not always working. It does work from time to time. Welcome, Seth the Conjurer. Okay, so yeah, in other news regarding the game in general, I've passed on the feedback you guys shared with us regarding the number of mythical power stones this season, and the whole discussion that happened on Discord about this is definitely interesting for us. That's the kind of things where we can definitely still get better at. So you can expect to see some improvement for that in the next eras. I'm not going to tell you that there will be only 6 or 7 or 8 or whatever mythical stones in there. I have no clue yet, but we'll definitely do our best to make sure it's a bit more balanced. So yeah, that's the feedback that I shared with the team. I was also quite happy to see that most of you were very satisfied with the new skins, and that's always great to hear. Seems like for the last couple of weeks now, or even month at this point, overall the designs we pick were quite appreciated by the players, so that's good to know. It means we are going in the good direction there. We have a lot more up our sleeves regarding designs and skins and such coming very soon, so we'll try also to generate a bit more hype with this, and yeah, we'll see how it goes, but should be definitely quite interesting. Okay, what else? In other news for the game, we are getting very close now from being able to release the first ads placement optimization, so being able to share with you guys some more ads, allowing you guys to get more rewards in the game. This is something we want to keep working on, so it's something that will come in bits. There will be one wave of new implementation once we see that they're working fine, once we can evaluate the outcome, make sure that it still keeps the game properly balanced. Another wave would come, etc. So that should be an ongoing thing for a bit. And yeah, I really sure hope that you guys will be enjoying this, because that's something we've been working on for a little while already. Yeah, welcome Simo GG. I don't know if you guys have any questions. As usual, sorry, we're gonna take any questions that you have. I might not have the answers, but I'll try. Hey, Aniviper. I'm just rechecking here that you can all see the description. If I'm trying to see I'm just checking if you can see the players list, but yeah, it seems to be the case. Great. Okay. About the other sets, I'm very sorry, Zaz. I know that you're asking about this a lot. It's still coming in. As I was saying, we have quite a few things that were taking a fair bit of time from the art team. As you will see, we are trying a few things to generate a bit more hype. So you will see us being a bit more active there. On Facebook, we are relaunching properly, or being reactive again on Instagram, etc. So yeah, that will definitely be something you will be able to witness already with the next era, and something we'll keep going with. But I will make sure that the request is not forgotten and that it comes your way as soon as we possibly can. Seth, you're asking how things are going with the balancing for the early game. We are still working on that. It's part of bigger changes, because it's not only, or at least the way we work on that is not only doing quick rebalancing for new players and then working on some of the elements we want to work on, because then we might make the new player happy, but we would also not fix things that we think should be fixed for all of you guys. So what we're doing right now is more reworking the systems that we want to rework and have this implemented so that it benefits the new players as well as the old guard, if I can say it this way. So This means, for example, if we're talking about how the ranks are working, it means if we want to change the situation for the few ranks where there are problems, we will do so, but we will do so for all the ranks and not just focusing on the early ones, but leaving the leagues as they are, etc. We are trying to look at the features globally so that the changes we make are going to make sense, for all the categories of players. But yeah, we are definitely going to make it better for the newcomers. That's for sure. I mean, yeah, for now it's a 100% win rate. I was not necessarily expecting it to be this high because I did see a few losses when I tried the army. So I strongly believe that there will be at least a few losses. But it's indeed a bit stronger than usual. So definitely, we've had a couple of very easy ones. This one probably a bit too strong. Yeah, so for the league system, and pretty much once you enter the league system, there's a big problem, but the problem is not only because of the design, it's also because of the longevity of the game without reworking these mechanics. Meaning that it's also because things are so set in stone in these brackets that it doesn't work that well anymore. So it's this entire league system that needs to be revisited and optimized. I don't know in which exact direction we'll go. I don't know if it's gonna be, as you said, like allowing people to drop properly out of the league until the new season, or if we are going to allow players to basically have way more leagues to progress into so that they can more easily find the one that works for them. There are different ways to go. I do not know yet which one will be the one they will be looking at. That's, at the moment, it's not really set in stone, so I can't really say yet. Okay, guys, do you have other questions for me? More coming my way. And I definitely need to make sure we get some wins going on at one point, right? Because that wouldn't be fine if there's only losses. I'm sure there will be more losses. There's been already one that I missed, I didn't see, but there will be more. There has to be more. So how will the dropping a video with the other fights work? What will happen is pretty simple. What you're seeing right now is a live stream of what's happening on my device. What will happen with the rest of the fight night is me recording that device, putting the sound of the game in this, making sure that the video is fine, like there's no problem of lag or anything like this, editing it a bit, potentially increasing the speed a little so that the video is not too long. And then once that is ready, it will be uploaded. So my goal is that the second fight night is taking place latest tomorrow, and the video should be uploaded latest by Friday. That's at least what I'm looking for at the moment, and unless YouTube decides to basically mess with me, it shouldn't be a problem to have it uploaded rather quickly. And based on that, we will also look at how this video is performing. We will also promote it so that the community realizes that, hey, if you didn't see yourself in the stream, you can find yourself in the video and check how you performed, etc. And we'll see how it goes, because ultimately it's a good system, but the video part, we need to make sure that people are actually watching this. I'm not expecting an insane amount of views, don't worry, but if we see that we are uploading a video that is 1 or 2 hours long and there's only 10 views, then that would be a problem, obviously. I really doubt it's going to be the case. I'm sure that the very vast majority of the people that registered will at least go and watch their fights, so that shouldn't be a problem, but that's roughly how it will work. Aniviper, you're asking what's the next important update for us. So there's a few different things. The next important update, as I was saying, will be the ad placements. We should be pretty close to it by now, so that will come very soon. After that, so the ad placement, meaning that there will be a few more places where you can watch a video and get extra rewards in the game. It will remain something 100% optional. You will always have the choice to opt out and not watch videos, just to be clear. Then after that, there are different things that we're working on. I don't know which one will be the first one to come. Most likely, the big things that we're working on at the moment is a new event. I don't know yet how fast this one will come because it's an event, so that takes a bit of time. But we're planning on having an event, and that would be before something like the Clan Wars, because the Clan Wars, as I said from the get-go, it's gonna take some time to be fully ready. But we want to have a good event starting already earlier than that. As I already pitched that in another streaming, what we're looking at the moment, I'm not going to give you out too much, but we're looking at some form of a global raid boss, pretty much, where everyone would get rewards no matter what. But if the entire community is defeating this massive boss, you get extra rewards on top, and with leaderboards and all of that. I won't give you too much details yet because we're still testing everything, but that's one of the big things we're working on at the moment. So is there an estimate on when the ad update will come? It should be rather fast. I cannot tell you yet how fast, but it should be for the next era for sure. Within the next era for sure. Most likely within the first 2 seasons. But yeah, I cannot guarantee it. So let's say next era is for sure what we're looking at. Also, one thing, because a lot of you are asking about that regularly, we have finally managed to find and fix the bug with the I never remember the name in English of this unit, the electrical fish that is always causing issues because you cannot buy the second package of shards from that unit. It's being fixed, so what will probably happen is that we'll need to take it out from the pool of offers, get it fixed and get it back in, but we know now how to fix it, how long it's gonna take, etc. It shouldn't be too long. And yeah, we will be able to communicate about that a bit more clearly within the next weeks, but it should be now fixed rather quickly, which is good news because I know that a lot of you are contacting support or even myself regularly on community side asking when they will be able to buy those shards. It's coming. That's good news that I can share with you on that point. Okay, so yeah, oh, you didn't change your build, Randu. Yeah, that's sad. You could have probably done better there, but that's okay. You'll have other opportunities. So I would have to have a specific build I've built for this army live for a while. Then I'm not sure to fully understand what you mean, Kim, but in general, I'm trying to share earlier with you guys the accounts that we use, but it's pretty much always the same for the hardcore mod. But yeah, that's something I didn't think about, remembering everyone which account it would be this time. That's on me. Yeah, potentially something for me to pay more attention to next time indeed. A fight night ping would be very useful here. You could ping people for the forum and for the video. Yeah, we can look at having a ping for the fight night, especially something to use on Discord there. Shouldn't be too tricky to have this. How about plague buff? Any new unit that can spread effect? I can't really say much about the next units that are coming, because pretty much I'm aware of quite a few of them, but I do not have a final word yet on which one will come first. So I cannot really tell you much. What I can tell you is that we already have quite some units in the pipeline, and I'm not sure if there's one that is planned for plague. I'm not 100% sure, so not gonna tell you yes, because I don't want you to be disappointed in case it does not come. And in case one comes, then you will have a happy surprise. So I prefer to leave it this way than to give you any false hope there. Okay, so today in my weird OBS captions that are automatically generated, it just told me that this is a 48 hours match. I have no idea how this caption system comes up with things like this. I know my English accent is far from perfect, but come on, where does that come from? I have no idea. I'm always amazed by this thing. Okay, so we're progressing quite rapidly, or at a decent speed, at least I would say, through this part. I know that the second part of the stream with the easy and the regular parts will be a lot faster. This one, Matthremar, of course, we expect it to be a hard fight. But yeah, let's see who will be victorious there. So far, it looks quite good for me. Okay, folks, do you have other questions? Anything else you want to ask regarding the game, regarding what we're doing, etc.? I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I can share with you, anything that I can tease. I can tell you that we're already looking forward to Halloween and the end of the year celebrations as well. We'll definitely have some stuffs prepared for that. But yeah, that's gonna be surprises, so I cannot say too much on the topic, but we're already looking into that. I'm trying to see, is there anything else I could share with you? Are you hiring for any roles for the game? Me personally, no, I'm not. But there's always hirings happening. For these kind of things, the best is, go to LinkedIn or to any platform for job searching and look for the opportunities linked to Godspeed, and you'll see if there's anything listed that could be interesting for you. In general, the companies mostly focused on their market for hiring, but we have people from all over the place as well, all over the world. As I'm a good example of that. So yeah, in general, we have this freedom and opportunity in the gaming industry that we are able to work for companies from all over the world, etc., because those positions are mostly remote nowadays, and because mostly what they want from you is to have a working device and the skills that they are paying you for, pretty much you can work for any company you would like to. The only thing is, if tomorrow I was to work for a community based in Japan, I guess that the time zones would be a bit of a problem. But everyone can accommodate, and that's one of the things that is quite a positive aspect of this industry in general. So we have this freedom of being able to work with people from all over the world, and it's also super interesting. Personally, I've been doing that for about 10 years, and I think I've probably worked with people from at least over 60 or 70 different countries. It's amazing, to witness all of those cultures, to get to meet people from all over the world and see how your views might differ, or on the other side, things that are truly universal. That's always something that I personally really enjoy. I don't think I would be able to see myself working in an environment with only French people nowadays or something like this. I'm just too used to having people from everywhere that I can work with on a daily basis. But yeah, anyway, that was a bit of me talking about me. Is there any other question you guys might have? Anything else you would like me to answer to? Any question you would have about the game and what will be happening next, or any wishes, any suggestions, any stuffs you would like for us to look into? I did forward your feedback regarding the last balancing changes that we've done, because they were rather positively received, and this is on par with what we try to do, right? As a company, we really hope to be able to match the players' expectations on those topics. It's not always possible, but whenever we can, we're trying to make those match. Pretty much that's how I usually define my role in this, is to make sure that the game team has the valid information to align with the players and the community as often as possible, and to make sure that the players have enough information to understand when there would be situations where we cannot perfectly align or anything like this. So yeah, quite happy about that, and that means if you have any suggestion, just let us know. We're always open anyway. So you're getting discouraged with how long it's taking to get to tier 5 artifacts. Yes. So the thing with artifacts is we are not going to give you new ways to get them for now, because the changes we plan for artifacts, if we're giving out more artifacts right now, that would pretty much defeat the entire purpose of the change that will come a bit later. So we have to be a bit conservative on that, but we know that this is a struggle right now. We know that it's a lot, and we are definitely working on that. As far as I could say, I think we can expect something like this to happen, around the artifacts, probably not with the next era. For an important change, not balancing. We can have balancing changes, of course, before the next era regarding artifacts, but the entire artifact system, it will probably not be for the next era, potentially for the one after that. That would be the ideal. But I don't know yet, because once we start to talk about stuffs more than an era away, at least on the game development and game feature side, it's getting a bit blurry as to which one is going to be released first, simply because we have a roadmap, we know where we want to go, but we are still so deep into the development at this point that we can still meet blockers, and that might tell us, hey, we have a big blocker to work on for that feature. It's gonna take this amount of time, so let's release this other feature that is almost ready in the meantime. And so that means when we're looking at anything further than the next era, the priority and the orders in which things will be released is usually pretty much guaranteed to be changed within the next era. It's still gonna happen. All the stuffs that were mentioned will still happen, but things will move around. As you can see, for example, we wanted to have the add implementations before the new journey levels initially, and we got the new journey levels earlier. Same with the units level 150, the level 150 Power Stone. We initially wanted that to happen alongside the journey levels, but we had to do things in a slightly different way. So, as always with this industry, to be honest, there's what we want to do, and there's what will actually end up happening because of all the different issues, technical issues we might meet, the different difficulties we have to overcome. In general, things always end up happening, but indeed the order might change. Artifacts being primarily tied behind clans is floated. Yes, it's flowed, but I can explain to you why it's that way. At least that's my perception. I'm not going to say that this is why, but the way I perceive it is that Traplight went this way because they knew that something like a Clan Wars would be really far away from being something they could release, right? So they needed you guys to be focusing on the social aspect of the game, because the clans is what will keep most of the players around in any game. That's what it is. And that's why we want to have the Clan Wars so much. It's because from a game design perspective, it's important, but also because the social interactions you will get from that is what keeps people playing a game. It's the people you meet on that game. So to make the clan system valuable and the social interaction strong enough, they needed to enforce players to play in a clan. And if the artifacts were not linked to clan to the red bosses, then clans would have been something you could technically decide not to focus on. And you could have decided, just a bit like some people do with the journey levels. You have some people that say, you know what, I don't like that much the journey level, I'm not going to do any of them. And you don't have any incentive to, you have some incentives to do it, but if you want not to do the journey levels, you have no obligation to. And it could have ended up the same way with the red bosses, especially after a while, once, it gets a bit monotonous. It's always the same bosses, you're used to it, you know how it is. So there was this risk, and that's to me the main reason why they had to tie the artifacts to it, because then it becomes such an important part of the game that you have to do it. My perception is that if we are able to get some of the events that we want to release implemented in the game, we'll also be able to alter a bit that aspect. But it's an exchange, right? It's because we have new events that are pushing the social interactions that we can make the artifacts a bit less linked to only that feature, right? Okay, so there's a bit to read back, because obviously I talked for way too long. Artifacts being primarily tied behind clans is flooded. Yeah, that's what I just answered to, obviously. all the wells and experienced members aggregate into the top clans. Yes, that's very true. That part, though, I'm not really sure it will ever change. To some extent, yes, there will be some new clans and new dynamic there. But to be honest, on any such game, and once you have clan wars, it gets even worse. You always have this tendency of top players wanting to be in the top clans. This is very likely to still happen. A really good ranking system to analyze is the COC one. You had to upgrade your town hall to enter a new league, but within each town hall level was its own leaderboard, etc. Yeah, I mean, that's also one thing that is missing right now. I know that Traplight was working on this, but it's this aspect of working towards something with your clan. I have no idea what we will end up doing, but some of the ideas that were discussed back in the Traplight days or nowadays is to have like an actual battlefield that is made by the guilds with special units that are guild units for a specific event or something like this. You know, depending on the format you go with for the clan wars, that's also something that could be happening. Raids were essentially made to make it competitive between clans. Yeah, I mean, that seems obvious. However, those clans who had lagging members, top player in gold, bottom player in bronze, made it difficult to move ahead. Yeah, I can understand that. Easy. So it really came down to how committed you were to upgrading your town hall. Oh yeah, that's the COC models. Yeah. My last question about art assets. I think I will rename you Usarts because you're always asking about arts. So yeah, your last question about art assets. Will we get them before work on Clan Wars starts? Yes. Yeah. I mean, Clan Wars is still something that will take some time, and the art assets, you should get them quite quickly. I know why you're asking that because I read your request, so I know why you're asking for that. In any case, even without the art assets, to be honest, what the game designers work with is usually assetsless. You know, if you want to know how game designers will work, usually it's what we call UX and UI design. So it's user experience, user interface, and that means it's a blank board with boxes and arrows between boxes. That's the kind of concepts that they work with. So even if you wanted to share a suggestion on Clan Wars or anything like this without making it super fancy, for players, it makes a difference when you make it fancy. You will have more players checking it and discussing it, etc. But what I can say is that for the game design team, really it makes no difference. Like if a concept is good, it could be written on a small sheet of paper on a napkin, or it could be the most amazing art rendered in Unity or whatever. It makes no difference for the way they are looking at it from the game design perspective. Okay, so the winning rate went a fair bit down. So I take from that we are doing better and that it's not too hard as it was initially mentioned. I'm trying to see where we are, but I cannot find. Oh, okay, here we are. Okay, so we have 15 players left in this category, and then we'll move to the two others. Yeah. Don't know if you answered already or not, but when can I change back my PvP army if I was not on the list? So Tsai, your question pretty much is when is the other fight night taking place? I will let you know as soon as it took place. Anyway, as soon as it's done, you will receive your rewards even before the video is out, so you will probably know. But my goal is that it is done by tomorrow, so I will do it as soon as possible. If I can do it already tonight, I will, but it depends on how long it will take me to set up all the recording and check that it's working fine, etc. Worst case scenario, by tomorrow afternoon it will be done, and as soon as it's fully done, I will make sure to drop a line to everyone in the Discord directly. Next question. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Question. Combination of question and suggestion. Is there logic to some of the counterplay with new units? It seems like Drummer and Stompers should have countered Vortex but didn't. I cannot really answer for the Trap-like days. My feeling is that on Trap-like side, yes, they had in mind that when they were adding a new unit, the next one would kind of counter it, etc. That's my gut feeling, is that they had this kind of vision about the game. On our side, I don't think we are yet at that level of expertise of the full game meta, but most importantly, I do not feel like it's exactly why we want to do what we want to do, because at the moment there are already so many units that our goal mostly is to find units that will be relevant and interesting for players to try out, right? So, of course, we have to keep in mind the meta of the game and all of that, but I would say right now we're more in an opportunity phase. We see, okay, we don't have any 1-point unit with this effect and that combination of attributes, let's go with this. That's the kind of way we have to look at it, because there's already so many units. That is a tiny bit different when we introduce a unit with a brand new mechanic, like it was the case with the Vortex one. But outside of that, we mostly look at opportunities at the moment. Tsar, it's a little sad that I need to leave my army to beat you all day while my PvP drop. Yeah, I mean, I fully agree. The other way I can do it, if that is better for you, Tsar, is that I can tell you when the fight night will start. Like 10 minutes before it starts, I drop a line on Discord so that you guys know when to put it in, and I drop a line when it's over. This way, you only have to leave it for the duration of the fight night. And yeah, I could do that. I can do it half an hour earlier if you prefer. Up to you guys to tell me. Of course, the longer I... So, yeah, let me reformulate. If I let you know earlier, you might change your army earlier and potentially lose more rank. But if I do it like 2 minutes before, you won't have the time to change it. So I think most likely something like 15-20 minutes before would be great. So yeah, if that works for you, I will do this. Don't get me wrong, Wormhole is a great unit. You guys did a good job on it, but my concern is that the balance geared more towards wanting it to be used rather than making it adhere to game usage. I mean, that's not wrong. That's not wrong, because again, the problematic here is we have units that came more from a game logic, and they don't perform that great. Because if we just do it from the game logic, then it means we go for a unit that is not changing the meta that much, and therefore, or at least it's always easy to counter. And that means we end up in a situation where we release new units, that are more kind of a collectible than anything else. I'm not saying every unit will be like Wormhole, where there's no correlation with the game in itself, etc. But from the point where we are with the number of units that already exist, we have to make sure we take those opportunities when we see one to make a unit that we know will generate some excitement and switch things around a little, etc. Of course, not making it as OP as it was when it first got released, because that wasn't really on purpose, and definitely something to correct. But yeah, that's what I meant mostly. Okay, so we still have 9 players to go for this section. Okay, is there anything else you guys wanted to ask? Anything else I can get you some answers to? As always, as you know, I'm trying to be as transparent as I can during those streams. It's not always possible to tell you everything. I would love to, tell you a bit more. Right now, with the way the streams are working, if we keep to this format, it is likely that I will have the opportunity next time to potentially show you the shape of future units to come, for example, if you'd be interesting. A bit like that, guess that Pokemon thing from back in the days, where you would see the shape of the unit, the design, without seeing the details quite yet. If you're interested in something like this, we could do that. And our team has also taken the feedback regarding the speed draw portrait video that we released. There will be more of that coming. There's one coming in with a portrait soon, but there will also be some coming with there were some more coming with potentially new units. So we want to show you how we actually came up with new units. And yeah, if you're interested, we could do that even for battlefields or anything that would be interesting for you. We'll see what we can do there. In general, if you're also interested with not necessarily art assets in the way that Usaz mentioned it, so not in a way of getting the actual in-game assets to be used somewhere else, but if you'd like to see, if you want to get some new fancy non-era related loading screens or anything like that for your devices, anything like this, just let us know what would be interesting for you, and we might try to get some of those released on the longer run. Very nice win rate, yeah. I'm not going to comment on that. For skins, I think we can stand to have more low effort recurrers, especially for units who have no alternatives. A lot of players would benefit from being able to get the army to match. So, 2 answers to that comment. No, you're not going to get recoloring. I mean, I'm not saying you will never get any form of recoloring, but at the moment, our philosophy is still to try to make the skins at least interesting, because if a skin is interesting, let's be honest, we're going to sell more of it, which means we're going to make more revenue. So it's a win-win scenario for us and for the players. But as an answer to the second part of your comments, we are already looking at bringing skins for units that don't have much or only have n few, etc. So we'll try to prioritize a bit more the units that are getting skins. I mean, outside of the new units, because of course the new units will always get skins after their release, but for the existing units, we are looking at this to prioritize the skins a bit differently and make sure that sooner rather than later you have the opportunity to match your army a lot better. Because, I mean, we know the feeling. It looks a lot better when you're able to match the colors and the theme of your army in general. Okay, guys, we have pretty much 4 players to go for this section. And then we'll move to the easy mode, which I hope is not going to be too hard, but yeah. I expect the integrity to make each skin meaningful. I mean, that's at least what the art team is trying to do. Personally, I love that feeling when you discover new skins, and to me, because I'm still quite fresh to the game, it's something I still experience regularly. Like today, I discovered the skin that is used there for one of these units, which is the Good Boy. I think the Good Boy skin, that's the name they gave it. Pretty much the Pinocchio skin. I was really not expecting that, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, the surprise you get from either super good looking skin or just a skin that is surprising you in a very positive way. That's something very good. I would say, if every skin we release, we get either a wow, it's looking good, or wow, I was not expecting that. If we get at least one of those two, we are super happy. And if we get units where you're both happy because you are not expecting that and you think it looks great, then that's the paradise for our art team. Okay, 2 players to go. Is it possible that existing unit texture could get changed? People don't even know what the Holy Dragon is supposed to be. I'm not sure what you mean in this very case. Right? I mean, I'm potentially just dumb here, but I'm not sure to fully understand what you mean here by the textures to be changed. So do you mean changing the row base of the units? Is that what you mean? Checking, yeah, we still have 1 player to go. I'm sorry if I didn't get it. I'm trying to read back your question, see if I understand it a bit better, but yeah. Okay, so two things there. So Seth, you're saying that players, people aren't really clear what the divine skins have to do with divinity, etc. Yeah, for the themes and for the skins, what I would say is we're definitely not gonna change any existing skin. I mean, that could happen way down the road at one point, but at the moment I don't see us changing the skins that already exist. I would see ourselves more releasing new skins, and if at some point we see that we have a new skin that would be better fitted with one of the theme, we could potentially change the name for those. That might be something we could do. Yeah, that is something I could imagine. Okay, guys, so we are done with this part of the stream, so I'm gonna be closing the event and granting the rewards to all of you guys, setting up everything for the easy mode, and we'll start right away. Just a second for me to go check back on who is gonna be part of this one and make sure that I have a good reward set up. So it's 50, 100, and 200. 200, 100, and 50 for Elmas. Okay, let me check the... No, it's, yeah, 150. Yeah, okay, we're good there. Okay, so we should be adding participants, which I have listed here. We don't have too many on this category, so it should be a rather fast fight. Wait, before I add this, I need to change. Okay, I need to change first the account that we'll use. Getting there, guys. This is the part where I need to play with numbers. Okay, there we have the list of players. So that's 10 players actually, so perfect. Let's save this. Let me switch to that account. So this week, again, we are using armies that were shared by the same people as we had last week. Oh, come on. I'm trying to make sure that my iPad is not dying as well, because with the temperature that it is, it's getting a bit hot for the device as well, but we're there. Okay, let's go live. We're on the good account. We have the auto spin turned on. This is the easy mode. Let's start the event. Okay, I'm gonna start the event, and then I will share the list of players. Let's go. So just for your information, given that there's only 10 players in this category, I didn't shuffle the entries for this one, so they are pretty much exactly as they were, and it just doesn't make sense to change anything if you have only 10 players here. So here we go. So that's the easy mode. Okay, you should be able to see the list of players now. Okay, Earth Elemental needs a skin based off the Russian nesting doll. That's oddly specific, but we can potentially look into that. Is it possible that existing unit texture could get changed? Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm back to stuff I already read. My bad. So I will say it again, folks. If you are in the easy mode and you already have artifacts level 3 or even level 2, you're not in the good category. This means you're wasting potential gems that you could get from fighting in the regular category, and at the same time, it's taking up time for us to set up this category if no one is in there in the good shape or form. Here we have a proper new player. It's a bit sad because it was a bit too steep for him, but that's also the point, right? Once we get less people with artifacts level 2 in this category, I will be able to make it really easier for newcomers. So please, people, if you have artifacts level 1 or above, go to the regular category at least, because it makes no sense to stick to stick to the easy one, you're not getting as many gems as you could, and at the same time, you end up making it a lot harder for everyone. So yeah, please, that's a request from my side. Let's make sure that this is properly done, right? So yeah, obviously the win rate here ends up being pretty bad, but again, you see, that's to me what I expect for this level. Someone with artifacts level 0, that's a good fight for them, that's interesting for them, and I'm super glad that we are able to see this kind of fights. But yeah, to keep it good for the newcomers, please go to regular if you have the level for it, right? The regular battle is usually not that tough anyway. Talking about regular battle, we are almost there, so I will have to start preparing it. I will prepare the regular battle right away. I have the list of players already here, so that won't take too long. Okay, let's close the event. Everyone is getting their rewards. And now I can set up for the normal modes. In the normal modes today, I would like to remind you that we're going to have, is it only 19? Oh, there might have been an entry in double. Let me check. Might be the reason. Okay, let me add another player in there since we have enough time. There we go. Okay, so now we have our 20 players. We have everything set up properly. Let me save. I will go to live, change the army that we're fighting. We're still fighting those Ghan army from last week, but I did pimp it a little because the last time was considered too easy. So this time it's been pimped just a bit, nothing too crazy. At least that's my wild guess. I hope there's nothing too crazy there. And so let me put the other spin. And let's go. Okay, I'm gonna be sharing the list on YouTube for you guys to see, and we'll be able to get going with this final section. And there we go, it's saved, so it should be now available for you if you refresh the YouTube video, the YouTube live, you should be able to see the list of 20 players there. Okay, any thought from the devs on changing up over time? Yes, but this is gonna be tough. The main problem here is that this system is not easily changeable, at least from the knowledge that we have of the core of the game for now. So we have some concepts on how we could alter it, but this is something we still need to work on. The other thing as well is that I would expect this to come only after we make some changes to the artifacts, because it is quite possible that the changes we want to do to the artifact system will already reduce a bit the number of draws. And if that is enough, then potentially that would spare us the need to rework the overtime. Because the thing with the overtime is that the current design is not bad per se. It's only bad because of the way the meta developed at some level of the game, right? If you play up until rank, I don't know, I think it took me up until rank 10 to even see my first draw, right? So up until you are rank 16, you don't see that many draws. The main problem is that at the moment the meta of the game makes the system bad. But we might better want to twist things for the meta of the game, notably thanks to the rework of the artifacts, rather than changing it and then having to change everything else as well. My only grievance comes from draws. Sometimes it benefits me because I have lost, but a lot of rounds I have one unit cornered and would have won with another second or two. Yeah, I fully get that. I fully get that. I still see no draws, probably seen less than 5 draws so far in PvP. It's very dependent on your gameplay style, to be honest. Depending on the builds that you're using, you will see a fair amount of draws or not. So that definitely has an impact. Any quiz today? I've been playing catch up so far. No quiz today, simply because since the format is a bit different, I wanted to make sure again that everything was working as intended. And there are still stuffs that need to be adjusted a little. But there will be quizzes probably already from the next stream on. One thing that I will say is that I kind of like to keep it so that the quiz is something that comes as a nice surprise for the players that took the time to come and spend some time with us, rather than something that is expected to happen every time, and therefore people just share a link and that's it, because that's not, to me, the spirit that I want with this. The spirit should be, you guys came in, spent some time with us, let's reward you guys a bit with this, and so that's why there will probably be a quiz next time, but I'm not planning on having quiz every single time. It will depend on if I find something that is interesting for a quiz and how it's looking, and how generous I feel on that day as well. Okay, so this army is still too bad for the regular level. I need to find a way to make the regular level better fitted. For now, it's really, really far from ideal. But we'll get there. I'm sure we'll get there. So let me just make sure that everything is working fine there. Okay, so it's going super fast because of how bad I set up this army. Sorry, Doskan, it's not your fault. I did pimp it a little. I should have probably gone way further than that, so I know that next time I will go further, way further, and hopefully it will be a bit better. I also feel like, based on the distribution of players this time, there's more and more and more players. There's more and more players going to the right difficulty between regular and hardcore. As I was saying earlier, we still have a lot of, a few people going to easy that should be at least in regular, but it's getting better. We don't see level 5 artifacts in the easy mode as we used to see in the first time we tried this format, so at least that's a win, right? I don't mind the win rate. Everyone has tier 4/5 artifact. Yeah, I mean, that's, to me, right now, to me that's an account that I expect to see in the hardcore mode, but I'm not going to be complaining about that. Greenfoot, you will have some questions after you fully catch up. The problem is, by the time you're fully catched up, you will probably have no live going on because we're almost at the end of it. We have just a few accounts left for the day. But obviously, you know where to find me, and we'll have time with the next streams if those questions can wait a little. Otherwise, you know where to find me on Discord, and just have this discussion brought up to Discord if you have any further questions. Said, you signed up pretty fast and signed up for hardcore, but you're not on the list. Yeah, that is most likely because, as I explained at the beginning for today, we have 80 players only being shown. It's going to be a short stream. It's going to end very soon. But everyone else, including you, will still be in the fight night, but in a video that will be uploaded by the end of the week. And the fight night itself will take place most likely tomorrow. As I was saying earlier, I will drop an announcement on Discord before the fight night starts, like 15, 20 minutes or half an hour before, to make sure you guys have the time to prepare and put on your army before the fight night starts. And I will let you know as soon as it's over as well, so that you guys can just move back to your regular armies. You will also see, as soon as I have the fight night starting, I will put the list of players so that you also have a rough indication, like, hey, okay, if it started at 4 and I was within the first 2 players, I know that I don't need to wait until 6 to turn back to my regular army or something like this. But that's why you didn't see yourself on the list side. You will still be in a fight night, you will still get your reward, and you will be in a video, so you will be able to see how your fight went. I hope that clarifies it for everyone. No problem. Yeah, you didn't know that. That's perfectly fine, Said. As I was saying, I'm just... It's a new format we're trying based on a suggestion we had last time. And I think it's a fair system because it allows for the stream to not last for hours and hours, and yet for more players to be able to play. So yeah. You don't get notifications from announcement for some reason. You can probably check that and get this sorted on Discord. It's usually a simple setting to work on, if that's the case. Those can. I'm doing a summary on the TCT Discord for those that can't watch the whole thing. I know, Greenfoot, you're very, very nice to do that. So yeah, as I said, if you have more questions popping up afterwards anyway, bring them to Discord, and if not in Discord, then that will be for the next stream, obviously. The good thing for me with the duration of the stream, like today, is that I feel like I was able to not digress too much and just talk about the game, talk about new stuffs coming in, answer to your questions without feeling the need like, hey, now we kind of need to fill the blank because everyone is done with their questions and there's not much happening. That's the benefit also of having a more condensed stream, I would say. Okay, we are getting close to the end. Toboggan, I realized that you're almost always within the few last accounts on the streams. No matter the format of the stream, how many players we take in or whatever, this account, Toboggan, is always at the 2 or 3 last accounts that we have in the streams. That's oddly specific, but yeah, it is how it is. Okay, yeah, winning rate doesn't look too good, but it's okay. We'll get there. The hardcore level was properly fitting this time. The easy level was okay because one of the two real beginner players or newcomer was able to beat it. The other one had less chances this time around. So yeah, now we need to still work on the middle level a bit more, but we're getting there. Okay guys, we're already reaching the last account for today. So yeah, that's unexpected, you know, for me. It's not even night outside anymore, like the one time we had a 3 hours and 40 minutes stream. That being said, as I said in the beginning of the stream, given that it's 42 degrees outside and that I am already literally dying from the heat, it's not a bad thing that it's not going to be lasting 3 hours today. But at least look at that. That's a hell of a fight for the final round for today. We have a long fight here. Oh, and anyway, that's a good indicator that the stream had to end roughly now because my glass is empty. I don't have any more to drink. Just because I feel like it's funny to finish on a French thing. I was drinking the Frenchiest thing ever, which is called grenadine, and it's a red fruit syrup that is extremely popular here. You know it elsewhere in the world because it's used for several cocktails like the Tequila Sunrise, I think, and a few others. I think you have it as well sometimes in the Sex on the Beach and those kind of cocktails. But in France, it's very popular to just drink that with water. It's especially something that kids are crazy about. And I was surprised the first time I moved abroad to see that you didn't necessarily find this type of syrup everywhere else. It's already in Europe, I would have expected that, but it's not always the case. So yeah, that's my drink of choice. And yeah, that does it for today. Again, thank you guys for joining the stream. Just a reminder that if you didn't see your battle in this stream today, if you're not on the list of the players that are in this stream, that just means you will be in a fight night that will be video recorded. Most likely the fight night will take place tomorrow. As a reminder, I will tag the Discord to make sure you guys are aware when we'll to make sure that you are aware when you can put your army up for the fight night, and I will let you know once the fight night is fully over. I will also post the players list already on Discord once the fight night starts, so that you don't have to wait up until the video is up to get all the details. Greenfoot, if you want, you can ask one question to close up for the day. If you have one question that is already on your mind, you can go for it. Otherwise, that will be it for today. It's up for you to decide. I will leave you 10 seconds. 9 seconds. One short question, because he has only 6 seconds left to ask for it, and I don't even see him typing right now. What is he doing? Greenfoot, you're our last hope. Yes, indeed, Uzaz, that was a good fight, especially the hardcore army was quite interesting today. Yeah, quite good. Okay, the 10 seconds are long gone. I think Greenfoot already left for the day. That's perfectly fine. Again, thank you everyone, guys. That was a nice stream. We'll keep you updated with the fight night, second part of it, and the video will be uploaded ideally on Friday, but we'll let you know as soon as it's out. Thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of the day and see you soon. Bye.